Okay, now as you approach this next area, there will again be an assortment of jackal snipers and carbine jackals, and their spawns are random. The carbine jackal that appears on the left is usually there. But straight ahead, that jackal right up there may have a beam rifle or a carbine. He usually has a beam rifle. Further back to the left, again we see a jackal sniper. He's not always there, but assume he is. And there will always be at least one, sometimes two, jackal snipers on the far right hand side. And we're going to take them out next. Again, it's a bit sunny over there, so it's not always as easy to see them. Keep an eye out for that little blue light on their scope. Again, if you don't hit them right off, strafe back and forth between the tree until he's down. In the tree to the far right, there are usually two carbine jackals. One that you can see right off right there, and the other one's still hidden, but we will get to him later. Okay, for this next area, I'm going to show you how to juggle and stockpile your weapons. Basically, what you're going to be doing, just like below, as you can see I have a bunch of weapons there, is continuously exchange your weapon while walking forward. This will allow you to throw your weapon in the direction you're moving. This is a great way to bring multiple guns with you if you're preparing to stay in one location for an extended amount of time. For example, for this last area, the dam of Sierra117, you're going to need a lot of ammunition because we're going to be staying up on that ledge as long as we possibly can. So as you can see, we're moving forward, and we're just going to swap the weapon continuously. The buttons depend on the layout of the controller. I prefer bumper jumper personally. But essentially you can do this and bring as many weapons with you as you choose. Okay, Johnson's rescue is not as easy as it used to be.
This isn't as fun as it looks. Cut the power.
Just because you've got him out of the pen doesn't mean you're out of the water yet. You still have to wait for the dropship to arrive to destroy the Phantoms, and you have to hold out the Covenant in the meantime. This is pretty tricky because, again, it's the end of the level.
Friendly gunship coming in
It's
hot.
difficult for you to wait outside because the Phantoms will basically tear you to pieces, and you can't wait inside because of all the Covenant troops. So what you want to do is you want to get as far away from your Marines as possible. Start heading towards the bridge, and as soon as you hear those grunts, dart back into the engine room. At this point, the Marines will engage the Covenant. That way you're less of a target. Essentially, a certain number of enemies must die before the Pelican shows up, and even then, a certain amount of time has to go by before the Pelican comes to save the day. Your job right now is to hold out and survive until that dropship shows up. Believe me, it's not as easy as you think. Even I've died here, so you want to take every precaution possible, particularly since this is the end of the level. Where I'm standing right now is one of the safest places you can be. But again, as long as your Marines aren't hanging out with you, otherwise the Covenant are going to target you. At this point, sit back and relax and let Arbiter and the Marines do as much of the fighting as they possibly can. They may not do enough, so after their fighting is done, you'll probably have to poke your head out here and pick off a few more grunts and maybe even a brute. At least at this point you should have full carbine ammo and a plasma pistol. Again, be very cautious. As you can see, there's still a few more grunts left. And that should just about do it. Now it should just be a matter of time before the Pelican rushes in to save the day. usually you'll be notified by Johnson. Oh, there it is.
Hocus! Phantom!
I see him. Stand by. Going loud. Everyone down.
Okay, even now you want to try to stay inside because the debris can kill you. And as the Pelican's flying through, it'll also start shooting missiles at all the Covenant troops left. And you really don't want to be in the way. Keep in mind, your Marines will betray you, and they can kill you just as easily as the Covenant. Okay, again you want to poke your head out. Whoop, there's still grunts over there. Even now, it still doesn't seem too safe outside, so go ahead and use the engine room to travel up towards the bridge. It's a lot safer, and you won't have to worry so much about getting that surprise stick from a renegade grunt.
Come on, Chief. Commander Keyes is waiting. Don't got no time to sightsee. Let's go.
Now, as you can see, sometimes the Pelican glitches a little bit and ends up being a lot higher than it should be. Again, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just climb up on one of these crates.
Earth isn't
And as
gonna
you
save
jump,
itself,
hold
Chief.
B,
Step on up.
and you should be able
Do
to
you or
get in
do
the
you
Pelican
not
just
want to
fine.
finish the fight?
And that's Sierra117.